Hello everyone, this is Little Black Dragon, and welcome back to another installment of Let's Play Dragon Age 2. In our last installment, we took back the Amel estate from slavers from Tevinter, and we read Grandfather Amel's last will and testament, which left the estate to our mother Leandra and to us. Kinda gives you some perspective on Gamlen, doesn't it? Well, anyway, before we head out to go search for Anders next, we are going to check in on Mother and Carver and see how they're doing. But first, Mother dear, how are things going?
When I told your grandmother I was marrying your father, she threatened to disown me. She said my children would be mongrels. My father wanted to lock me in, but she told him it's her life, let her ruin it. I wrote to her when each of you were born. She never wrote back. I'm glad she didn't die hating me.
Well, I appreciate that, but threatening to disown you and saying your children are going to be mongrels doesn't speak very well of her. I have a more pressing question, though.
The estate is yours. Why are we still here?
Technically, the house is now property of the Viscount, since its owner died without an heir. If we went there now, we would just be squatters. But if the Viscount acknowledges our rights, we can get back more than the house. We can get back our name.
Yeah, well, no offense, but your mom sounds like a jerk.
I'm glad I never had to meet any of your family.
When I was a girl, your grandmother was the young, beautiful, noble mother all my friends wished they had. She might have had a hard time accepting it at first, but she would have loved you, all three of you. Oh, Bethany. She was such a sweet little girl. Never cried, just looked at you with those big eyes.
Oh. Well, I understand your sentiment there. I mean, Bethany didn't deserve any of that.
She was so young to be taken from us.
I just keep thinking there's something we could have done. It's killing me. I remember that awful creature reaching down and 18 years of loving and feeding and raising, and that was it.
Oh, no. We are not going to be having any of that.
Blame the Darkspawn, not yourself.
The Darkspawn would have been happy with any prey. It was my fault it was Bethany. I miss her. There were 4 of us when the Blight began. It will never be over while there are just 3. I've written to the Viscount. I've an audience for after Bartrand's expedition leaves. I couldn't do anything for Bethany, but with luck, I can at least give us a home.
Well, I appreciate what you're doing. Thank you. Well, let's check in with little brother and see how he's doing. Hey Carver, how's it going?
Thinking of life in Hightown?
We're still a long way from cowing Templars with our titles, sister.
Well, I mean, that's fair. But, doesn't sound like you're very happy. What's up?
Is there something you would do differently, brother?
It's not up to me. We're on pace to recover an old name for an old woman. And when we're done, I don't know, I guess we'll sit around thinking about how great we used to be. Mother didn't even want that life back until we got dumped here. And you only care because we're under Templar scrutiny.
Well, I think you are being an ass right now. I mean, what would you do? Seems like a fair question, but, I'm taking the blunt approach here. 'Cause, not cool, man.
The second child act is getting pretty stale, brother.
Try it from this side. Always running after you, or taking care of Mother while you mark your territory.
That's enough, Carver.
Even back home, what could I be? The lone blade in a house of mages. If I excelled, it brought too much attention. That was a waste, eh? Could have found my fortune if Bethany was going to die on your watch anyway.
Excuse me? Yeah, enough of that.
You will not use her against me like that. She deserves better.
Then you should have given better.
I gave everything. Question me, Mother, yourself, but not that. All right.
Sister. I feel... I don't know. It's like Mother taking everything out on us. She was just scared. I don't have a place in the life she is trying to bring back. I'm here if you need me. But I must find my own way.
Well, I can't really begrudge you for that. Also, Noire's eyeshadow looked a bit much in that particular lighting. Most of the time it looks fine, but almost makes me think we should stop by the Black Emporium at some point and tone it down a little bit. But let's not delay because we have a Grey Warden to go talk to. Of course, we're bringing the usual suspects. And we are heading right back into Darktown. Let's go. Alright, I guess we got dropped off at this entrance then. So let's see what's in the rubble. Just a rusty metal spoon. And we're going to head back to the clinic. But first, we're grabbing this. Okay, we're just grabbing this codex entry first. Anyway, going back to where we were before, let's just hope Anders doesn't mind the fact we're dropping in. Ah, and we seem to have caught him right in the middle of his work. Looks like that boy needs some help. But it looks like he's going to be okay. Good job, buddy. You seem really tired there. What was that?
I have made this place a sanctum of healing and salvation. Why do you threaten it?
What was that with your voice? Anders, what did you do? But before we do that, let's just all try and calm down here. Everyone's on the same side here, right?
I'm just here to talk.
We're interested in getting into the deep roads. Rumor has it you were a warden. Do you know a way?
Did the warden send you to bring me back? I'm not going. Those bastards made me get rid of my cat. Poor Sir Pouncelot. He hated the deep roads.
They made you get rid of Sir Pouncelot? I thought they were cool with that. Although that would explain why Sir Pouncelot was in Witch Hunt. But Hawk doesn't know any of this, so yeah.
You had a cat named Sir Pouncelot in the deep roads.
He was a gift. A noble beast. Almost got ripped in half by a genlock once. He swatted the bugger on the nose. Drew blood, too. The blighted warden said he made me too soft. I had to give him to a friend in Amaranthine.
Yep, that must be the story then of why Gilda has Sir Pouncelot. But, the wardens took him away because he made you too soft? Did we hang out with the same wardens? 'Cause I'm... what? Anyway, I have more questions.
So you came to Kirkwall just to escape the wardens?
You say that like it's a small thing. Yes. I'm here because there's no warden outpost, no darkspawn, and a whole host of refugees to blend in with. And some reasons of my own.
I'm guessing Sir Pouncelot isn't the only reason. I I'm confused. I thought your life in the Ordens was pretty good. But that's probably not going to be answered immediately.
I've always heard that joining the Wardens is for life.
That's only partly true. The hopelessly tainted by the Darkspawn and plagued by nightmares about the Archdemon parts don't go away. But it turns out, if you hide well, you don't have to wear the uniform or go to the parties.
Okay. The question is, does the common person know about the dreams and whatnot? Because if not, you just gave away a very big amount of secret information there, buddy. But let's get straight to the point. I need your help.
I'm part of an expedition into the Deep Roads. Any information you have could save people's lives.
I will die a happy man if I never think about the blighted Deep Roads again. You can't imagine what I've come through to get here. I'm not interested... Although... a favor for a favor. Does that sound like a fair deal? You help me, I'll help you.
I mean, that sounds fair. It depends on what the deal is, but, Noire is pretty desperate for this, so she's probably gonna be pretty readily agreeable to most things.
Help my expedition reach the Deep Roads, and I'll do whatever you need.
You don't ask for my terms. What if I were asking for the Knight Commander's head on a spike?
Is that what you ask?
You decide. I have a Warden map of the depths in this area, but there's a price. I came to Kirkwall to aid a friend, a mage, a prisoner in the wretched gallows. The Templars learned of my plans to free him. Help me bring him safely past them, and you shall have your maps.
Well, that definitely sounds like a fair deal, and also helping mages is a cool thing, but we should probably learn more about this little bust before we move forward. I'm a little concerned though, Anders. You seem very, very different from when I last saw you. What happened to you? And what was with the glowing and the voice and... I don't like this. I don't like this.
Tell me about your friend.
His name is Karl Thekla. He was sent here from Ferelden when Kirkwall Circle required new talent. His last letter said the Knight Commander was turning the Circle into a prison. Mages are locked in their cells, refused appearances at court, made tranquil for the slightest crimes. I told him I would come.
Okay, that sounds appalling. I mean, the Circle of Magi is pretty bad as it is, but that sounds like even worse than normal. I mean, the gallows was a prison originally, so I guess it still is. Yeah.
Are these accusations true?
Ask any mage in Kirkwall. Over a dozen were made tranquil just this year. The more people you ask, the worse the rumors become.
Oh, jeez. Over a dozen people made tranquil? And tranquility is just terrible. Well, I'm sorry, buddy, but I got more questions.
What do the Templars know of your plans?
I don't know. I had been exchanging notes with Karl through a maidservant in the gallows. Then the letters stopped coming.
That doesn't bode well. More questions?
You want to make your friend an apostate?
That's such a weighted term. Yes, Andraste said magic should serve man, not rule him. But I've yet to find a mage who wants to rule anything. It goes against no will of the Maker for mages to live as free as other men.
Well, I mean, I have to agree with your principle on there.
Forcing mages into servitude is not the way to prevent the rise of another Imperium.
That's not usually the response I get. Perhaps we will work together better than I expected.
I guess so. I mean, we've only just met, so who's to say we'll really get along that well? but at least it seems like we're on the same page as far as, you know, Mage freedom and Templars are concerned. Anyway, I'm gonna need to know a little bit more about your plan.
How do you plan to break him out of the gallows?
I'm hoping it won't come to that. I sent Carl a message to meet me in the Chantry tonight. Maker willing, he'll be there, alone. But if there are Templars with him, I swear I'll free him from them, whatever the cost.
That's fair. I mean, if the gallows are as bad as you say, it's probably good we bust your buddy out as soon as possible. Anyway, yeah, let's do it.
I would help any mage in such circumstances. Map or no.
Better make this good. We're risking a lot if we anger the Templars.
I welcome your aid. I have already sent word for Carl to meet me in the Chantry tonight. Join us there, and we'll ensure that no matter who is with him, we all walk away free.
Sounds good. And Curver did not like that. I mean, I understand because there's concerns about, you know, the Templars, but if the Circle of Magi here really is as bad as Anders says, this is serious. We gotta do this. Now, I just want everyone watching this to be very aware, yes, I'm being very friendly towards Anders, but also you'll notice I'm very cautious. You will find out why later in this quest. Anyway, let's quick grab this codex. Let's see, and let's head out, find the nearest exit, and head to Hightown at night. Let's see, we'll probably just leave the same way we came in. Seems like a sensible thing. Leave the area, yes. And we are going to Hightown at night. And we were dropped in the entrance right in front of the Chantry. I think probably because that's the exit we actually came out of. So this is extremely convenient. We don't have to fight anybody. We can just go. Awesome. Awesome accidental planning. Actually, I didn't plan it at all, but happy accident. Anyway, let's go talk to Anders, whom I'm guessing is waiting for us.
I saw Carl go inside a few minutes ago. No Templars so far. Are you ready?
We've still got a few minutes left. Yeah, let's do it.
I didn't see anyone suspicious out here. Let's do this fast.
All right. I'll handle the talking. You watch for Templars.
Sounds like a plan.
When we find Carl, just let me talk to him.
Okay, I can do that. And this is the first time we set foot in the Chantry, I think. Oh, I like the incense effect there. Very cool. Anyway, I believe Carl is over that way. I think we can just take the stairs here. Ooh, this is making me nervous, though. There he is. Hello, Carl. Hopefully everything's okay.
Anders, I know you too well. I knew you would never give up.
What's wrong? Why are you talking like...
I was too rebellious, like you. The Templars knew I had to be... made an example of.
No!
How else will mages ever master themselves? You'll understand, Anders. As soon as the Templars teach you to control yourself.
Oh, God.
This is the apostate.
No!
Oh, what's happening?
You will never take another mage as you took him.
Oh boy. I recognize that voice. That's Justice, isn't it? Well, actually I know it is, but for role-playing sake...
I'm getting overwhelmed.
Oh boy. This is rough.
You want this?
Well, let's beat up these Templars first, and, Anders? Anders, I have some questions. Because you did something, and it was not a good idea.
Well done.
Talk. You do get result.
Anders, what did you do?
Whoa.
It's like... you brought a piece of the Fade into this world. I had already forgotten what that feels like.
Now, I've actually played Inquisition, so I actually know what's going on here. But I'm a little torn about spoiling this, but basically, based on what I've probably already said, you probably already know, yeah, who was talking just then? That was Justice. Anders has Justice inside of him, which is a distinctly very bad idea, in my opinion. But what happens is, if a Fade spirit comes into contact with a tranquil person, yeah, that will undo it, but they have to actually touch them for this to occur, and they were just in the vicinity of each other, which is why this isn't going to be permanent, unfortunately. But nobody knows any of this, so oh dear. This is going to surprise Hawk, though.
I thought the Tranquil were cut off from the Fade forever.
When you're tranquil, you never think on your life before. But it's like the Fade itself is inside Anders, burning like a sun. Please, kill me before I forget again. I don't know how you brought it back, but it's fading.
Carl, no.
Well, for posterity's sake, we need to ask the question.
Maybe we can find a cure.
Can you cure a beheading? The dreams of tranquil mages are severed. There is nothing left of them to fix.
I would rather die a mage than live as a Templar puppet.
Actually, there is a cure for tranquility, but again, nobody knows that. Well... unfortunately, the only merciful thing to do right now is, well... I'm sorry about this.
I would rather die than be tranquil. Help him.
I got here too late. I'm sorry, Carl. I'm so sorry.
Now! It's fading! Why do you look at me like that?
Goodbye. We should leave before more Templars come.
Probably a good idea.
That wasn't normal magic you just did, was it?
This is hard to explain. When I was in Amaranthine, I met a spirit of justice who was trapped outside the Fade. We became friends, and he recognized the injustice that mages and Thaders face every day.
Interesting. Well, for anyone who saw my playthrough of Dragon Age Origins, this is all old news. But, of course, Hawk doesn't know any of this.
And that's different than a demon.
Just as demons prey on the deadly sins of mankind, there are good spirits who embody our virtues. Spirits of compassion, fortitude, justice. They are the Maker's first children, and they have all but given up on us.
I see. Well, I would say you're fortunate to have met this spirit, but... considering what I knew of what Anders was like in Origins, If anyone's knowing, that's basically my issue with all of this. I mean, if it were someone like Wynne, I wouldn't have a problem with this, and she bonded with a spirit of compassion, and things were fine. But with someone who's got his... even though Anders played it all off as, like, jokes and ha-ha-ha in Origins, he had a lot of anger and resentment inside of him, and that mixed with a spirit of justice just can't end well, and I think it was really, really foolish of him to, well, decide, hey, let's be buddies in a, much, much closer sense. But I will agree, he is quite fortunate to have met Justice.
The spirit sounds like a useful friend to have.
He was far better to me than I have been to him. To live outside the Fade, he needed a host. I offered to help him. We were going to work together, bring justice to every child ever ripped away from his mother to be sent to the Circle. But I guess I had too much anger. Once he was inside me, he changed.
Well, he pretty much just explained everything, that it's like, well, yeah, it's because Anders had a lot of anger and blah blah blah. Yeah, at least he's self-aware of it, but this is my issue with all of it. It was most definitely not a good idea. So, I guess he had to leave Kristoff's body then. And for those of you who haven't played Dragon Age Origins or seen my playthrough, Kristoff was the Grey Warden that Justice was possessing earlier, who had died before Justice took control of his body. So, yeah.
So, you have this spirit of justice living in your head?
It's not like that. He's gone now. He's part of me. It's not like we can have a conversation. I feel his thoughts as my own. Not even the greatest scholar could tell you where I end and he begins.
Well, I mean, oh, I need the Deep Rose map. I'm just gonna voice my concern here.
That really didn't look like a happy, benevolent spirit from where I was standing.
The Templars will think the same. We're friends with a monster.
Since when is justice happy? Justice is righteous. Justice is hard. But my anger, when I see Templars now, things that have always outraged me, but I could never do anything about, he comes out. And he is no longer my friend, Justice. He is a force of vengeance, and he has no grasp of mercy.
Again, at least he's self-aware. I happen to know he can't undo this, but for posterity's sake.
Can Justice ever be separated from you?
I don't think so. The only way a spirit has ever been separated from a living host is by its death. The curse is of my own making. All I can do now is hope to control it.
Well, which begs the question.
Can you bring him out at will?
No. He comes only when I've lost all power over myself. It's a madness, a frenzy. I only find out after what I might have done.
Oh boy, that doesn't sound good. Well, I mean, that sounds like it could potentially be a problem, both for you and Justice. I mean, I realize you say, oh, well, he's a part of me now, but... oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, this is what Noire would say, so yeah. Wish I could do something about that.
Is there anything I can do for you?
You're the first one I've ever told this. Thank you for not running away. My maps are yours, as am I if you wish me to join your expedition. I thought I was done with the Grey Wardens. But if you have any need of me, I will be waiting here.
Alright, and Anders has joined our party. Most excellent. well, I mean, as you'll later find out, I have more issues with Anders than him having fused with Justice, but that is a conversation for another day. But for now, I will say that, yeah, that was a very foolish decision, and, well, at least I agree with, you know, mage freedom is good and mage freedom is important, and, you know, I usually don't swear a lot during my playthroughs, but, fuck the Templars. Yeah, there, I said it. Anyway, I think for now we're just going to, do this as is. I might change the party in the next episode, but for now, I think we're good. And I think we're out of time, so I'm going to save. And I'm going to cut the video off here. But of course, if you liked this episode, you can subscribe to my channel, or if you want more updates, you can follow me on Twitter at LBDLetsPlays. And if you would like to support me in other ways, you can buy me a coffee at ko-fi.com/littleblackdragon. Thanks for watching, see you next time.